Are you looking to make six figures working from home in a remote sales position? This is the exact same position my buddy Bobby used to make over $8,000 last month and over six figures in his very first year in a remote sales position. And he's not selling his grandma supplements, doing Amazon FBA or digital marketing agency, nothing like that, right? So if you want to learn how to earn six figures in a remote sales position, this is the video for you. If you have experience in sales, or even if you don't, this is the perfect video for you. We're going to break down step by step exactly how to go and earn six figures working from home in a sales role. So in today's video, we're going to go over how you can go from zero to $100,000. We're going to go step by step all the way through it. If you have no experience, this is a video for you. If you have some insurance or sales experience at all, this is also a video for you. Bobby, you were in a sales position before, is that right?
Yeah, so just to clarify, I've been in the insurance world for 7 years now.
Yeah.
I started in June of 2015. But I've never been in an industry like this, or I've never been in a position like this where I'm actually owning my own business, working from home, working remote. And I wasn't, in my previous insurance life, it was build your own network, right? You are calling
feast or famine.
You are calling feast or famine. You're calling friends, right? You're calling family. So this is a whole other world for me.
And it's a whole other system, really. I mean, same industry maybe, but kind of a whole different world as far as what you're selling and how you're going about that process. So in a way, you're new, right?
I also used to sell like 3 products, right, for one company.
Yeah.
Where now, because I'm a state licensed broker, there's 40 different carriers. So you can imagine how many products there are, right? Over 100 products, right? So I try to focus in on like 20 that I know really well, but it's very different. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll dial in kind of what that process looks like and make sure that that's not super overwhelming. Because if you hear that, you're like, holy smokes, how do I do that?
No, I mean, I started that way, right? Yeah. Thinking, how am I ever going to learn this? Is it going to be crazy? And it's incredible if you just get in there and dive in, how quickly you'll learn everything you need to know. And once you do it a little bit, like you start learning patterns, and it's not overwhelming at all.
Yeah. Yep. So cool. What do you need to know, I guess, before you get started looking into this? What would you tell somebody who's like brand new, no experience, or maybe has a little bit of sales experience but doesn't really know? What would you kind of tell them there?
Yeah, I think the key word there is going to be invest, right? You need to invest in your business and invest in yourself, right? If you want to see success, right, then there's going to be a little bit of change that you have to make, where you're going to have to, like I said, invest in yourself and understand you need to be coachable, right? Like, because if you're coming into this brand new, like, you're going to want to learn, right? So part of investing in yourself is plugging in, learning from those who have come before you, learning from those who already, who have been doing this successfully, and trusting the system, and being coachable around it.
Yeah. And 2 things that I would look at when I got started with y'all is mentorship. Mentorship in any industry is going to be what sets you apart and sets you forward. Because if you don't have a good mentor, it doesn't matter what industry, it doesn't matter what company, it doesn't matter any of those things. It doesn't matter if you don't have good mentorship and good help and good training, right? So that's the first thing I would recommend. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, mentorship is going to be huge. That's how you're going to learn the fastest.
Yeah, because you can be with any company in any industry and have really poor leadership, and you're not going to do as well as you would with a really quality leader.
Whenever we talk about mentorship, you're going to want to have not only somebody who's has a resume, who's been able to do it for a while now, but you want to like be able to trust the system and the training that's available to you. So if you plug into the training and you can become system dependent and not person or people dependent, right, that's going to set you up for success. You've got to be able to be okay with figuring some stuff out on your own. And the thing is, the training here is incredible. Like, there's no reason why you can't learn 95% of what you need to know to be successful without ever talking to your mentor. Your mentor's really going to like kind of pick you up whenever you're having a rough time, right? Or cheer you along the way and celebrate your success because you didn't have a lot of success. And they do a great job of cheering you on here. I get celebrated all the time, and I think I don't care about it. I think it's silly, and then I'm like, you know what? It does kind of feel nice.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, cool. And you mentioned we here at...
Yeah, sorry, at Symmetry Financial Group, right, which is part of Quility.
Okay, cool. So that's the second part, guys. What you want to look for first, in my opinion, is really good mentorship, really good training, and do all the things that Bobby just said. But the second thing would be, where are you going to go, right? What company are you going to align with? And so that's kind of the second part, and you can talk about symmetry a little bit.
It's funny, like, it doesn't cross my mind to talk about them so much because they really instill this idea that you own your own business, right? Like the whole idea of building this thing is you're building your own business. But they're so great to be partnered with. They're the fastest growing IMO in the industry, right? They're crushing it. And we're the biggest broker, right, in the industry, meaning that we have access to basically all the carriers that are competitive out there.
And IMO, real quick, for somebody who's totally brand new, what does that entail?
Yeah, an IMO is an insurance marketing organization.
Okay. And what does that entail? Am I getting into some crazy scheme here? Or what does that
Yeah,
like?
That's a great question. It means that you're not captive, right? It means that you don't work for one insurance company, that you can only sell their products. And so you got to find clients and hopefully fit them into those 3 or 4 products that they have. It means, right, that we get to be a broker and have access to so many more carriers. So whether they're young and healthy, or they're old and they've got diabetes or cancer, like we've got a way to help them.
All right. So now that you kind of know mentorship, training, company, where do you go from here, right? So the first thing you'll need to do is you do need to be licensed in life and health in your state. And you can go multiple states, but you want to do your state first. So I have a whole nother video on that. I passed that exam in 4 days, I think. So it's not that hard. It doesn't take too much time. It's not super crazy. And I have the strategies that you can go and use to pass that pretty quickly. The second thing is talk to people in the industry, right? We're an open book. You can talk to us, but we would encourage you to go and talk to anybody else in the industry, outside the industry, and kind of go from there as far as like, where do you align with the people, the mentorship? Where do you align with the company? Just make sure that it's an overall good fit. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's great. I probably talked to 3 different IMOs and even 3 different people within the organization I'm with now before I felt like this was the right fit for me.
Yeah. Once you have your life insurance exam done, over with, your license, and you kind of felt like, okay, these guys are a good fit, or those gals, or whoever, what does your first 30 days look like? Like, what are you doing from there?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say get trained, right? Like dig in, dive in, and start learning as much as you can from the materials that they have for you, right? So our organization has basically a process, right? A week-long process of learning everything that you need to do, right, in order to be successful in this business. So knock out that training, and then like, you got to dive in. You got to start.
Action, right?
You got to take action and start doing the work, making the calls, right? Talking to people. It's okay to perform terribly.
Yeah.
Your first couple of tries.
Fail fast, right?
Fail fast.
Fail
right?
hard, fail fast. So now that you're taking action in that first 30 days, right? You want to get this going. You want to be successful. What do you tactically do? Like, I don't know what to do, right? So tell me, what are kind of the first steps tactically that I can use to receive my first paycheck?
Yeah, so there are really 2 things that you get paid to do in this business. One is phone, and the other one's present.
Okay.
Right? And so in order to phone, you're going to have to invest, like we said, invest in the business, which means buying some of those leads. And, I'll be honest, I was a little bit worried about that, right? But I called some people that were part of my former organization that were now in this business, in this same company, and said, hey, tell me about these leads.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was like, if it's not working, I'm not going.
Sure.
And just an overwhelmingly resounding yes, like they are good, they are quality, and I trusted them because we shared a similar background.
Yep.
And I found out for myself that I invested in the leads, I bought them, they're good. People answer the phone, right? They're expecting your call, and it works. So what you get paid to do, like I said, is phone and present. So buy those leads, set the meetings, right, and then focus on a few products. And you really don't need to know 20, 30 different products. You just need to know 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Right. Learn them and start making the sales.
Yeah. Real quick on the leads, I come from, if you're been on this channel for a while, I'm in the digital marketing space. And so all the things that I've done in the past is pretty much all digital marketing. These are direct mail leads. They get a letter when they buy a house or refinance. And it says, do you want to protect your house? And they take a pen and a piece of paper and they fill it out and stamp it, put it back in the mail,
It's pre-stamped, but yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? That takes a lot of steps and a lot of actual action to go and become a lead. Like that's probably one of the best leads that you can get, because they're the recognition they'll have when you say, hey, I'm calling about XYZ that you filled out. You remember doing that? They're gonna be like, yeah.
They want you to call.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. And not 100% of them, but the majority of them are going to be responsive and at least say, yeah, I remember doing that, right?
Absolutely.
So the leads are amazing. From there, you just need to call them and say, hey, you remember filling this out? And have a conversation with them and set an appointment so that you can sell the 4 or 5 products that you've got down and that you trained on with your mentor and your company. So Bobby, you told me a little bit about phone presentation. I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed there, thinking that I have to present. Am I presenting? What does that look like, right? So kind of dive into what that looks like specifically.
Sure. So to give you a pretty good idea of what presenting looks like, when I call them, I set the meeting, I send them a link for a virtual meeting like Zoom, right? And presenting really is just having a conversation with them, right? And not basically saying you have to get this one product, right? Like if you are doing this well, you are getting this one product. That's not how that works, because nobody likes to be told exactly what to do, right? So I give them options. I usually give them 3 to 4 options, and I have a conversation with them about the pros and cons of those options, right? Like it's sincere. I want them to know what they're getting into, right? I'm not trying to trick them into anything. Like I want them to know and have a good understanding. Hey, here's what this product does. Here's what this one does, right? Here are these 4 options and why you might want to consider, each one differently. And then they choose, right? They choose an option that gets them the coverage they need and fits their budget. Like I always try to make sure that I have something that's like really inexpensive, that's going to get them the minimum base amount of coverage, and then something that's a little bit more advanced planning that's going to do some bigger stuff for them. And I let them choose. And a lot of times you'd be surprised at what they choose.
Because the ultimate goal there is to help them, right? You're protecting their family, you're protecting the house, you're really setting them up for success. And so, you don't have to sell every single person. They might not be the best in the best position, or your product might not be what's best for them in that situation. So you don't have to sell them every single person that comes into, and becomes a lead, and you don't have to sell them every single time.
No, you don't want to put that pressure on yourself. Exactly. Like the way that I view it is I'm a professional sorter, right? I'm sorting who wants my help and who was just kind of window shopping. Who was just curious and who's actually wanting to take care of their family. Right. And the longer you're in this, the faster you can recognize who actually wants to be helped, and that's who you focus your attention on.
All right, guys. So if this is a conversation that you're like, man, I really want to talk more about this. I want to learn more about this industry. I want to learn more about how I can go about going from $0 to $100,000 in your very first year, then we're absolutely available to chat. I've got that in the link in the description with the link. You can talk to Bobby, myself, but we would also encourage you to go and talk to other people in the industry. Do your due diligence and research a little bit, because we want what's best for you. And while we believe this is the best opportunity, we want you to figure that out for yourself. Yeah,
it doesn't have to be with us. Like, just love my life right now, and if you find that somewhere else, great, good for you.
So question of the day: what would you do if you were earning $8,000 or more every single month working from home? What would that look like for your family? What would that look like for your current job situation? Comment down in the comments below. We'd love to chat with you. If you guys want to chat with us, again, that's in the description below. And we have other videos on how to go and get licensed. And we are doing a video on specifically what does presenting look like? What does dialing these leads look like? So look for those in the description below, or just click on my name and look at the channel, and we've got some videos on there. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.